just had a conversation with someone where we were talking about some future plans, and I said, well, why don't we just do this and this? And she said, oh, well, I know what's going to happen then. This is going to be a problem. And I just tuned it out and walked away from the conversation and went back to what I was doing. Maybe a little bit rudely. But, I just didn't want that negativity. And then after I was thinking, well, why do I care so much about that? Why do I want to maintain such a positive mindset? Like, does that really make a difference in what I'm doing? And I've noticed throughout the years, I've done a lot of things where people have, after the fact, said to me, how did you even get that to work? I mean, that shouldn't have worked. You went against the rules, you didn't do the thing, you did the opposite of what the instructions said. Oh, but you keep making the stuff that works. Why does it keep working? I don't understand. Okay, it's not just like a superficial power of positive thinking thing where you can just say, well, I'm just going to decide this is going to work and that's it. It goes a little deeper than that. You have to be open and aware. Let me back up and give a little bit of the basically why it works and what you have to actually do for that to work. So, we have all these computers with all this incredible amount of processing speed, and they can do all these things that we can't do. And they can add like billion-sized numbers to other billion-sized numbers and divide them by this and blah, like that, right? But I can't do that in my brain. But I've got this brain that has all this processing power, right? So what's going on? Was it all getting wasted on something else? No. Your human brains have a huge capacity for processing information, but it's not there for us to consciously notice all the time. Like most of the things, like if you were walking around in the world and you were consciously paying attention to every single detail you saw, every speck of dirt, every line on the floor, everything, you just go crazy. You wouldn't be able to get a big picture perspective of the world and what's going on in life because you'd be so mired in details. So all that's been delegated to this thing called the subconscious. So there's this huge amount of processing power just being used on subconscious thoughts, and that's where all your battles are won and lost, basically. So the first thing is to get the benefits of a positive mindset. First, you have to be like open and aware. You can't have a closed up mind that's mired in anger and negativity and all this stuff. You just have to like figure out how to relax and just chill out and be like, here I am in the world, and just be present. That's what it is. Be present and aware. Now, let me give you two different scenarios. Someone is building a concrete wall. That happens to be what I'm doing right now. And there's two people doing this. One person says, oh, everything's going to go wrong, Murphy's Law, if anything can go wrong, it will, all this stuff is going to go wrong. Now, at some point when they're building this wall, some detail is going to come up that's going to cause the failure of their wall. And that's what it always is. It's always little details that either win or lose, that either succeed or fail. It's all these little details that kind of add up. And sometimes it's one little detail that just sets off a chain reaction. Maybe you left a hole in the dirt, and then next thing you know, a chunk above collapsed in, and then the chunk above that collapsed in. And next thing you know, the whole thing falls over. Well, when you see that detail, you're not going to notice it consciously, because that's the job of your subconscious mind. Now, if you've already decided that things are going to fail, if anything can go wrong, it will. You've already accepted that the entire project is not going to work. Then your subconscious mind will see that and say, okay, carry on, everything's within parameters, and it won't fix the problem. And you'll come across all kinds of little details like this throughout the day, throughout the years and months, like throughout your whole life. You'll see all kinds of little details like this that will cause problems for you. And if you've already decided that you are going to fail, your subconscious mind is not going to do anything about them. Now, say you're building this concrete wall and you've already decided that this is going to work. Not just in some superficial, fluffy, this is just going to magically work even if I screw up way. No, you just decide, I'm going to do this right and it's going to work. Then when you see this detail out of the corner of your eye, you won't even notice it, but your subconscious mind will do all this processing and be like, well, there's a detail that's going to cause a catastrophic failure in the future, or will increase the chances of failure. So you sit there and go, well, for some reason I think this piece of dirt should be like 6 inches to the right. I don't know why, but well. And then you go about your business, and it was like nothing happened. But your subconscious just saved you from this disaster. And you go throughout the day doing all these little things. So a lot of times people will ask me for basically like an instruction manual of how to do what I'm doing and why I'm doing certain things. And I'll tell them like half the stuff I'm doing, why I just did that and that and that and that, I don't know. Because I'm not thinking about it in my like upper consciousness. I trust my instincts because I've already decided that I'm going to succeed and this is going to work. And I've opened my mind, I've made myself aware and present, and I'm allowing my mind to just do its thing. I'm allowing my instincts to do what they're designed to do. And I've already predetermined that I need this to succeed. So whenever my subconscious mind sees something that goes against that, it says, okay, make a little adjustment here, change that, move that up, okay, take that out, put that in, and throughout the day I'm just doing these little things. I don't even know what they are. And they ensure success at the end. They don't ensure it. Of course, there's always a chance that, there could be catastrophic disaster no matter what you do. But putting all that aside, giant earthquake or meteorite falling out of the air. Putting all that aside, it greatly increases your chances of success if you have decided, you've already internalized the idea that you are going to succeed because of what you're doing. And then just let your instincts take care of it. Your instincts will tell you to do certain things and it won't necessarily make sense. And you could stop on any one of those details and sit there for 20 minutes and think about it and be like, oh, that's why I wanted to do that. But then you waste, all kinds of time. Just trust that your instincts are telling you the right thing and keep in your mind that this is going to work and you're going to do it right. And you'll get so much better results than if you think, I suck, this is not going to work, I can't do it. Just keep that positive mind frame and use that massive processing power in your subconscious to make your life amazing. Oh, there's some positive thinking. Get that dirt in there.